Welcome back to the Great Sprint Week. We are here. I'm always saying we, it's just me. It's just after 11 right now. I have been to the builder's merchant to pick up a few things. First order of business today was to sand these window sills down. So I've done that here in the living room. I've done the two in the kitchen as well. I was on the hunt yesterday for finding some insect repellent. Let me go up and show you. I've already done a few things. So, welcome now to the big fly massacre. I'm not 100% sure how much the microphone's picking up on this. I came up here, I vacuumed all of the flies that I could find, and I actually think that some of these bugs or insects are not flies. I think the smaller ones might be flying ants. If that's what you call it. You can see they are laying around and rattling, all of them now. I put up these ones just to take whatever's left. And I put one up in here in this room and in this room in here as well. And you can simply just see how many bugs I've killed. Let me just see how well it picks it up. You can see how many there are in the window as well. It's mad. It's mad that I've got all of these creatures living in this area. So I can hear, not so sure how well the microphone's picking it up, but I can hear this humming and I can hear it going on above these ceiling panels that I put up. And I simply just think that the living conditions that I've created above these ceiling panels, so between the old ceiling and these new ceiling panels, are perfect conditions because it's warm, it's dark, it's dry, which I believe to be perfect living conditions for the insects. But what I'll do is I'll leave it upstairs for an hour, just let them die, all the flies, then I'll go and vacuum them up. I'll give it another go as well, and then see how many times I need to do that, because I want to get rid of the flies. And I don't want this to be an issue when I have people moving in here and they have to do this themselves and they have to spray all of this insect repellent. I need to vacuum the window sills, get rid of the dust, and then I need to give them 2 quick coats of the oil again. And then I need to rub them dry after 20 minutes or something like that. So I think what I'll do is I'll give one, another one, and then I'm going to dry it down, and then they're done. Then I can actually start putting, I'll probably only do that tomorrow, but then put the finishing edge also in the one here in the living room. And then, as you can see, I've bought some new materials here. This is also just a piece of finishing that will need to go up here and all around the stairs going up there to make it look a bit nicer. And then I bought this one. I'm contemplating putting up on top of the stairs. So that edge that you see right there. And the final one, this one, will have to go somewhere around here. I just need to cut it to size. But I'll get started with those things now, and I'll check in with you guys later. Let me give you a quick explanation of what I've spent the last 5 hours on doing. As you know, we have the fly massacre upstairs. I'll go up and give you an update on that in a second. Then what I've been doing is, as you can see behind me, I've added on the skirting boards. And the reason why I've only added these skirting boards is because this wall, as you can hear, is different than one of these walls that you see over here. So this is plasterboard. This is just plasterboard on top of bricks. It's a solid wall. I think it's a structural wall. I think it goes like the entire way through the building. If I remember it correctly, I think it's the kitchen area in this space in the apartment downstairs. And this is where I'm standing right now, is somewhere between the living room and a toilet. So I added the skirting boards, as you can see here. The way I did that was I already pre-cut them the other day. You should have been seeing a time lapse on that. And then I pre-drilled hole with a wooden drill bit through the skirting boards because they're made from wood. And then this one I had to drill with a masonry drill bit, and then I simply just hammered these nails into the skirting boards, and I think that works out quite well. The only issue is I am not the best at finishing this, and it's because it's the first time I'm doing it. I think that's the first reason. It's not an excuse, it's just me perfecting my skills and learning things as I go along. But I actually really wanted to have a carpenter doing this for me, but the guy I agreed with upon doing this job is not really replying to me, which is like a reoccurring thing throughout this entire build, but I won't complain much more about that. And you can see I added a bit of that on top of it right here, as you can see. Then I've also used some wood filler, and let me just give you a good example of where I've used the wood filler. The wood filler has been used in the joint, as you can see right there, and that is simply because it's an old and wonky house and my capabilities are not the best. Now, how do I get away with giving this a nice finish? Well, first of all, I need to cover up these holes or nails that I've pounded it into the wall with, but I'm going to let this sit until tomorrow for it to firm up, dry and become stable. Then I'm probably just going to add some filler on top of it, hopefully that can cover it, and then I'm going to paint the skirting boards. The reason why I haven't done other skirting boards right now is because I will need to do the other ones all the way around the apartment with a nail gun. And I don't have a nail gun. I think you can get one on compressed air, or you can get one on gas, or you can get an electric one. A friend of mine, he has the one I need, which is electric version, and is literally going to save me so much time. So I think it's worthwhile me doing all the cuts. I need to do all the cuts upstairs before I go and borrow his one, to not like keep it for 10 days and then not giving it back to him. Now, let's jump upstairs and let me show you the latest on the fly massacre. Yeah, let me show you this on the way up. I've added this space in between here, so this is an aluminium. I am not 100% happy of how this turned out. I could not get these screws countersunk in there, so they are a bit annoying, but I did cut it to the right size. What I plan on doing is to put like a small piece of plastic on top of it running all the way through. That will cover up the screws here and making it like a nicer walk-over, and then I'm most likely going to give it a bit of acrylic compound joinery all the way through there as well. But the Great Fly Massacre, not so sure. Okay, this is insane. Okay, so you can see, we have one here who's fighting for his life, but the rest of them, they are dying. It's wonderful. Like, you can literally see how many there are just dead all over, and it's literally just based on this insect repellent. It's really worked wonders. It has really worked wonders, and it has worked wonders in both rooms. I think, quite frankly, all of these are dead. So I am going to give this a good clean now, and just use the vacuum cleaner to do that. And then hopefully I won't run into that issue much more than I already have. So really, fingers crossed that this will solve the issue. I have been vacuuming all the flies a few times a day. Every time I've arrived, every time I've left, I've vacuumed all the flies, and I was like, oh, it can't be that many left. But just seeing the state of this really means that they have been living practically everywhere. So yeah, very happy with the result. Last thing I want to show you just before I leave is this bit downstairs as well. You probably saw it just before, but I also added this aluminium strip on top of things from when you enter the apartment. Now, I have not been the best in doing this because, as you can tell, it's a bit loose, and it's simply because there's a gap beneath it. So I couldn't get the roll plugs to connect and get a solid grip on it. I'm just thinking of how I can do it better. If there's something that I can change it with, maybe like a panel in wood or something. But I'll give that a think, and then I'll figure out what I'll do. But all in all, I'm quite happy with the progress that I've made today. Today I have to go, I'm going down to participate in an event for landlords, if I can put it that way. And that's half an hour from here. I think it's going to be a good opportunity for myself to do some networking with some other people that are having rental units in this area. I quite frankly don't really know that many people that are doing it. I'm the first one in my family that is getting into this kind of business, and as you know, I'm doing everything myself, so it's not always I have the right people that I can ask the right questions. So I think it's going to be a good experience for me to go and actually meet some other people that might actually have some properties in this area and get to know them a bit better. So I have this one coming up today, and then I have another one in a couple of weeks, which is also in this part of Denmark. So I think it's going to be very good. Then I'm back on Thursday, and hopefully on Thursday I can get everything cut to size upstairs with the skirting boards. I can get a nail gun to plug it all in also on Thursday or Friday. And then it's just a matter of finishing up touches. And the final thing I miss, aside from the skirting boards right now, is to, one thing, buy a fridge. Second thing is to fit the doors upstairs. And then my brother will come again next weekend or in the upcoming weekend and help me do the final bits on the electricity. And then I can actually start renting this out. The only thing I'm worried about is the doors, because I've never fitted a door, and the way that I've positioned them is going to be quite hard fitting the doors, or at least making the finish look nice. But do you know what, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So until then, I'll see you back on Thursday for more of the sprint week.